Does Harrison Butker have CTE? Can kickers get CTE? Why did his speech get so weird? Oh, are we live? Is this thing on? I feel like I'm really early. And the only reason why we're early is if we're in a draft. We're in a draft, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Hope everybody is having an awesome Monday. I know I'm having a great Monday. I got a lot of sun today. It's so nice. Because like the fear of frost is no longer here in the nation's capital of Canada, Ottawa, Ontario. We're not worried about frost anymore because like we'll get some hot days, and then it'll snow, and then we'll get some hot days, and then but like that fear's gone. It's over with. It's hot. It's hot summer. It's hot fantasy football draft summer. I just had a coffee, so I'm really amped. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are, and I say we, it's just me up here. It's just me. I'm Disco, your host with the most. This is Big Draft Energy. Thank you all for tuning in. We're participating once again with the we in the Drafters $2.5 million best ball tournament. It's a $15 buy-in. $500,000 goes to first place. It's a lot of money, and it's USD. And if you're from Ontario like myself, it's available to you. The only one that's available to you. So yeah, it's $2.5 million in total prizes. $500,000 to first. Total points format, most points win, best ball, weekly scoring, weeks 1 to 17, 12 teams draft fast and slow, but don't do that slow stuff. And it's a $15 entry, and I hope you guys sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1. Once again, this is not a mock draft. This is a real money draft. This is best ball. That's why we're able to do 150 of these and 150 of the minis. And what's the mini, you may ask? It's a similar tournament. It's a $2 buy-in. First place gets $20,000, and there's $100,000 in total prizes. Not bad at all for a $2 investment. It is best ball format, which, in my humble opinion, is the best and most convenient way for you to draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances on your roster will be submitted into your weekly matchup. So normally, bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades, none of that garbage. Get that garbage out of here. Ooh, thumbnail correlation. We got Puka Nacua. Let's go. This is my first thumbnail correlation I've hit this season, and I'm very happy that it's Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. Yeah, you literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a really, really ridiculous amount of money, like a life-changing amount of money. That's why you could do all these. It'll just take the best overall performances on a week-to-week basis for each position and just apply it to your squad and your roster. And like you don't have to worry about correlating for fantasy football playoffs like the other guys. It's just whoever's the best is the best. And then if you place amongst the top of the top, the best of the best, well, guess what? You're gonna win a significant amount of money, like we did last year, and like majority of Discord. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm struggling because Chris Olave is the only receiving threat other than Alvin Kamara in New Orleans. Yes, they brought in, who was it? Cedric Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's phenomenal, and he should have. Yeah, we'll go Marvin. We'll go Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't have a lot of Marvin Harrison Jr. here, so we'll get the Marvin Harrison Jr. up in here, and yeah. Did everybody have a good weekend? Everybody had an awesome weekend? I had a great weekend. I had a phenomenal weekend. Oh, Al Paul. This is my friend over the Rhine. I've drafted with you several times. We've spoken several times. You were one of the original supporters of Big Draft Energy. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Al Paul asks, how do you feel about last year results with your teams? Did drafting earlier or later in the summer have better results for you? Drafting earlier in the summer had way better results for me. Because guys like Tank Dell and Puka Nacua were unheard of. And then like Cooper Kupp goes down with that injury. So everybody and their mom is drafting, the tutus, the Puka tutus, you know what I mean? Tank Dell, after the first preseason game against the New England Patriots, he was going relatively undrafted. Everybody and their mom drafted him. I feel like the only guy who kind of slid to a later round in a better value was Devon Achane. So the teams that I had Achane on did so. But the teams that I had Dell and Puka on that were drafted May, June, and like before the second week of July, those teams all did relatively well. I feel like where I got burnt was all my Cincinnati Bengals stacks. That's where I got burnt. Cincinnati Bengals burnt me last year. So you know what I'm doing this year? I'm investing in the Cincinnati Bengals again. And like, I didn't say that because you're a Bengals fan. I really didn't say that because you're a Bengals fan. I just realized that that's your logo. I said that to say this. Like, if you're looking at this year's, who are guys that are going to be pushed and who are guys who are, we should take now because they're literally free. It's guys like Tim Patrick who are going undrafted, guys like Jamal Williams, guys like Theo Johnson, guys like Eric All. Those guys are going relatively undrafted. And when they're going relatively undrafted, it's just because nobody's paying attention to that storyline yet, because that storyline has not happened yet, right? We're not saying we could tell the future and see the future. We're saying there's certain trends that develop and certain storylines that develop, and we see an avenue to go that way. So thank you for your question. Awesome question. Willie, how you doing, mate? Happy long weekend, brother. Happy long weekend to you as well, my friend. If you guys don't know, I'm Canadian. My man here, Willie, is also Canadian. It's a Victoria's Day or Victoria long weekend. Yeah, man, it's great. It's great. A Monday off from work is always a phenomenal thing. It's great. It's great. Al Paul, your thoughts. Best of luck this year, bro. To you as well, my friend. To you as well. You've been nothing but a class act, honestly. Every time I've crossed paths with you, you've been absolutely tremendous. Al Paul also says, I finished 14th last year in this tournament, looking to run it back. My best teams were late in the summer, though. Wow. I'd be curious to see, like, congratulations, first and foremost. Like, placing 14th in one of these tournaments is no joke. Sure, there was an overlay, but it was like a very slight overlay. It was a very tiny overlay. It wasn't like I was anticipating. It was a very, very small overlay, if there was any at all. So if placing 14th out of like 120,000 people, like you're one of the top drafters in the planet, top 14 drafters on the planet. So congratulations. That's a major accomplishment. But knowing, the kind of energy and time that this takes, I assume that, like, yes, you were thrilled with the 14th placement last year, but you have unfinished business. So I'm very looking forward to paying attention to your teams. I think I've gotten into a couple of drafts with you so far. Probably a lot of minis. I've done 50 minis, 50. Yeah, I'm gonna max those out. These I'm not gonna max out until, like, I want to be done my minis by like the second week of June, realistically. But this I'm gonna just, whenever I'm streaming, I'm gonna do one. Whenever I'm streaming, and then, if I get to do 2 or 3 a night, getting closer to the season, then I'll do that as well. But I'm really curious to see who you had on your crazy lineup there, over the Rhine, Mr. Al Paul. If you guys are tuning in, hi, I'm Disco. Hello, how's everybody doing? Let's fix this. Oh, so much better. My head's so shiny. Yes, we love Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's our guy. We even got the book. It was a very nice birthday gift. I like that book. I'm Disco. We're drafting here on Drafters Fantasy Sports. This is not a mock draft. This is a real money draft with real money implications. This is my 12th of the main tournament, and I've done 50 of the minis. So this is my 62nd real money draft this year, and it's May 20th. Is it May 20th? Yeah, it's May 20th. Yeah. May's not even over, and I've done 62 real money drafts. So if you have any questions about fantasy football, dynasty, best ball, how can you get into one of these tournaments with us and draft with us and all that good stuff, feel free to leave a question in here. And if we get, there's 15 people watching. So if we can get 10 to 15 likes, I'd consider a giveaway. A ticket to enter one of these phenomenal tournaments. This tournament, once again, is the Drafters 2.5 million. It's $2.5 million in total prizes, $500,000 to first. Pretty insane. It's a $15 investment. All of this is in US dollars. It's the only best ball tournament available in Ontario. I know there's some in Canada, but in Ontario, if you're from Ontario, Canada, it's great. It's a miracle. See, Delta didn't really need to take Patrick Mahomes. Like, why would you prioritize taking Patrick Mahomes with a Pacheco stack? I don't like that. Kind of just got robbed of that. We'll pivot. We always do. But yeah, if you sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1, I'll double your initial deposit, dollar for dollar. There are a couple of players I wanted to talk about today, but we'll make our next couple of picks and get to that. I'm just looking at over the Ryan's draft so far. He's got Bijan, Brandon Ayuk, Devon Achane, Christian. Not bad. All right. I'm going to go Rachaad White over Joe Mixon. I like Joe Mixon. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Joe Mixon. But based off of ADP and what they're capable of, especially, one guy is just finally signed a new contract and, he's had a couple of injury-riddled seasons and his production is dipped, whereas another guy's production is skyrocketing. And I feel like Rachaad White's going to be utilized more this year than he was last year. I don't think the Bucs are going to win a whole lot since Coach Canales is gone. But I know that the one thing that travels well is a good defense and a run game. And Rachaad White is a phenomenal running back. He's going to get involved in the receptions here and there, and it is PPR format. So if I'm looking and I have to compare between Rachaad White and a Joe Mixon, it's Rachaad White all day, every day. The fact that Joe Mixon's ahead of him in ADP, forget about it. ADP is not going to be accurate until like 2 weeks before the season kicks off. Not preseason, but 2 weeks before the season actually kicks off. That's when we'll start getting like a fairly accurate ADP because there's going to be injuries news and all that other jazz. And Alvin Kamara, I love the prospect this year. I love what Alvin Kamara brings to the table. They didn't do much in terms of adding competition to that running back room. They literally have the same running back core and running back room. They got Jamal Williams, who goes undrafted in these drafts. So that wouldn't be a bad double stack. And then they got Kendre Miller. Kendre. They got Kendre Miller as well. And yes, Kendre Miller was injured last year, and he should have a better season this year. But realistically, it's Chris Olave, maybe Cedric Wilson, and Alvin Kamara. And it looks good for Alvin Kamara because I said this before, and I'll say it again. They drafted a really, really good right tackle who's very dominant in the run game. Shout out to Vitamin Water. Sponsor the kid, why don't you? Dragon fruit flavor. We've ditched the triple X berry. We'll save that one for Quasi. That's all his. This one's ours. Oh, very exciting news. Special announcement. Tomorrow we will be having our special guest, B. Kurt, who is one of the top drafters in best ball tournaments on the planet. Same with Al Paul. He won one of the DraftKings tournaments. He finished first in one of those tournaments, which is absolutely extraordinary. He's going to take us through the tools that he utilizes to finish in his placements in these drafts. And I'm very excited to always pick his brain. He's such a neat, quirky guy. And we're going to be drafting head-to-head. And last time we drafted head-to-head, he had a terrible draft because, I'll give him credit. He did an A+ job explaining the tools and correlation and all that good stuff. But his draft suffered because he was doing such a good job explaining his tools and all that good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to having Big Kurt on tomorrow. A wealth of knowledge. If you're new to the best ball field, if you're an OG to the best ball field, if best ball is something that you kind of like dip your toes in, but like you're neither here nor there, I'm telling you, B. Kurt is one of the most knowledgeable people in the entire industry, and the fact that we have him coming on our show tomorrow is an absolute blessing, gift, and I'm looking forward to outdrafting him again. I'm looking forward to outdrafting him again. Oh, God wins. What's up, B-Line? How you doing, brother? God bless you. I miss you, man. I freaking miss you. When are we having you on the show? When are you having you on the show? So we may, I don't want to announce it. I don't want to announce it officially because like it's up in the air. But we may have Best Ball Jonesy joining myself and Gregory Kellogg on Friday for Friendship Friday, special Friendship Friday with Greg Kellogg. If you guys don't know who Greg Kellogg is, he's one of the founding fathers of fantasy football. Honestly, look it up. One of the founding fathers of fantasy football, and he's a fan of our show. Greg, to Greg, if you're watching or tuning in, I know you're probably going to watch it back maybe later, but shout out to Greg. I'm very excited, and with Greg and Jonesy, because it is Best Ball Jonesy, what we're going to talk about is not necessarily just strategy, but ideology coming into one of these drafts, how we adapt, what we're looking for, because everybody's got their own theory, right? At the end of the day, it's whose theory gets, more traction and whose theory also gets a couple, lucky bounces going their way, right? I'm taking Zamir as an absolute volume monster. We know that it's going to be smash mouth football over there in. I haven't been taking much Jameson Williams. I'm going to take Jameson Williams here. Don't want Jameson Williams. Do I? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Yeah. Okay. We'll take our first quarterback here. I feel like if you leave round 7, 8 with a Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, you're doing pretty good. Soon. Oh, heck yeah. Yes, you do. Yeah, so we're going to talk theory. We're going to talk strategy. We're going to talk what we're looking for. It was so cool having Greg just pop on the stream. Like last week, I believe it was last Wednesday or Tuesday, he just popped on and did a draft with me. And we did a mini there together where he told me who he wanted to draft. And, he learned quite a few lessons from that experience. And he's ready to come back and attack this again. So it's always nice to sit down and talk strategy, talk ideology. Not everybody's going to be drafting in May. Not everybody's going to be drafting in June or July or even like most of August, right? It is. I feel like my duty to keep you guys informed with the trends, with the ADP, with all the news that's updating, and keep you guys informed on who's hot, who's dropping, who's rising, who you should get, who's who's not being spoken about whatsoever, and who's somebody you should invest in. And I think guys like Zamir White, like round 7 for Zamir White, who has the potential to do what Josh Jacobs did not last year, but the year before, and then some, especially with, this in-your-face smash mouth football Las Vegas team. Like I really, 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 really love Zamir White this year in round 7. Like it's an absolute gift. I think getting 3 running backs like Rachaad White, Alvin Kamara, Zamir White, these guys are all volume kings. They're going to get their touches. Maybe they won't ball out early, but we know that when the weather gets cold, the run game is very beneficial, and we always want them for the end of the season. Jameson Williams breakout year 3. I mean, I'd love to see it. I really would love to see it. I just think there's way too many variables surrounding that where it's like, if he is going to break out, he's going to break out based off of being a high ceiling play, his floor is kind of, it's not ideal. We know that should everybody stay healthy, Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get majority of the targets, and then number 2 would be Sam Laporta, and I think you throw in Jahmyr Gibbs into the mix as a receiving back and somebody who's going to be incorporated in the passing game. It's tough to see Jameson Williams do anything other than being like the splash play guy, which is great for these tournaments. It's absolutely tremendous for these tournaments. No Josh Reynolds. I know Josh Reynolds has gone to Denver. Khalif Raymond is still there though. And Khalif Raymond's another similar type of receiver, big splash play potential. So as I said, I'm in these tournaments, Jameson Williams is perfect because like you don't necessarily care on what week he performs. You just care that he performs, right? That's what it comes down to. We're going to take Courtland Sutton. When Courtland Sutton had like an out of body experience last year. I don't think he'll ever replicate those numbers again. But Courtland Sutton in round 9, and he was one of the top producing wide receivers. The guy found the end zone literally 12 weeks in a row. The fact that he's going off the board in round 9, it's a gift. A gift that keeps on taking, and I'll take it. I'll take that all day, every day. So coming around the bend here, I'm liking either the idea of Rashid Shaheed, another big ceiling player, or Javonte Williams. I like Javonte this year. Now that he's had a full healthy offseason, he's had a full NFL season. His legs should be not just, recovered enough to play, but like enough to have some explosive runs again and to be, a top tier player. So we're either going for the ceiling play or the consistent floor. Most consistent floor here would be Javonte. And I think Austin Eckler's got a very consistent floor as well. Injuries with Raymond. Yeah, I mean, there are injuries with Raymond. There's injuries with Raymond, and there's Sam Laporta's knee isn't like 100% yet either. There's a lot of things going on there. Oh, Hussein Conundrum. What's good, brother? How you doing, my friend? We're gonna go Javonte here. We got a very balanced start here, and I like our draft. This is a very strong first 10 rounds. What we do in these next 10 rounds will tell us if this is a competitor or if this is a loser. So I'm just going to talk like my thought process when I look through this. Like I never come into a draft saying, okay, well, like I'm going to go 3 wide receivers, tight end, 3 running backs, quarterback, wide receiver, running back, have, perfect balance and symmetry in the lineup. I never come in here telling my story or telling myself a story. I try to get best available. In this scenario, best available was probably AJ Brown, in my opinion. I like AJ Brown a lot more than I like Puka Nacua this upcoming season, but I have a double stack there with both Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, which is something that you very seldomly see. If I can get Matt Stafford and maybe an Allen later on, it allows me to have, this as my LA Rams draft, right? And if I can throw in a quorum, that would be cool. But yeah. I'm doing good. I see we have Mr. Beeline in here. What's up, brother? Beeline has blessed us with his presence. Hussein says, I haven't drafted yet in fantasy football. I feel like if I do, I'm going to get super hyped to where I can't control myself. That's why I'm waiting a little longer until fantasy football season. I hear you. Like, I would do the Yahoo mock drafts before, like, I found out Drafters was available here. And it's like, okay, but what satisfaction do I get out of a mock draft at the end of the day? Like, everybody is doing their first 3 picks. Like, okay, I got a solid start. I'm just going to auto the rest. You're drafting against auto picks. Whereas, like, in real money implications, real money drafts, you're not just drafting against the 11 other people here in this 12-man lobby or 12-person lobby. Could be a female too. No Harrison Butker. Could be a woman too. Could you anybody can draft. Anybody can draft. I apologize. 12-person draft. You're not just competing against these 12 people. You're competing against 180,000 plus other people, right? So the fact that you get these unique shots on net, where it's consistent. You know that everybody is going to give 100%, and very seldomly they're going to throw money away for, an auto pick here. So yeah, this is okay. Blake Corum's coming up. Hopefully we can get him. I know Over the Ryan's in here, but he's probably not going to snipe him. He does need running back help. Actually, he might. So Over the Ryan here, my friend here, Al Paul, he finished 14th in this tournament last year, which is as I said, 180,000 people. 180,000 people. He finished 14th, which is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah. Jerry Jeudy, okay. So he went more wide receiver. How's it going, Beeline and shit? While I'm watching you, I'm doing some mock drafts. My man. But like sure, it's great to have a mock draft. Don't get me wrong. Having a good mock draft. Oh, frick, Corum's gone. All right, time to pivot. All right, so we need a big ceiling play. Jahan Dotson, I think last year he was very disappointing, but I do like his upside with Jaden Daniels, and there's also Josh Downs. But Adonai Mitchell we'll go Jahan Dotson. I feel like Adonai Mitchell will steal more valuable possessions and snaps on the field for Josh Downs than Luke McCaffrey will steal from Jahan Dotson. So we're going for the ceiling play. After round 10, it's all ceiling play. It's all ceiling play and potential. Got into a sleeper league finally. Haven't you been in mine? You're in my dynasty. Hussein, I wish you would have joined our dynasty, man. I wish you would have saw our call there. We had so many people want to join. It's a 14-man dynasty now. All right. Kelsey is bye week 6, so TJ Hawkinson doesn't make sense. All right, we'll take Josh Downs here too. I mean, it was either Jahan Dotson or Josh Downs, and the fact that we got both, it's pretty great. This is a very good balanced lineup. I think I only need one more quarterback, one more tight end, maybe 1 to 2. Our running back room is very strong. Maybe 1 to 2 more running backs, and the rest wide receivers. Yeah. So we're probably gonna, just looking at roster construction, we're probably gonna go 2, 6, 10, 2 here, which is my favorite roster construction, just because I know that like if I get this, I'm very well balanced at every position. If you see me going for like 3 or 4 tight ends, it means that I went tight end late, or 3 or 4 quarterbacks means that I went quarterback late. Justin Herbert falls very low in these drafts. And that's why I like drafting now, because I know as we get, some preseason news and some preseason games and, teams are coming in, Justin Herbert's going to start skyrocketing. So the fact that, myself and everybody else who's drafting here on Drafters in May, we're getting Justin Herbert in round 12, maybe even round 13. That's a steal if you ask me. Tua went, like, this is early for Tua. Round 11, pick 125 is early for Tua, which is insane. Been busy last few days. Yeah, man. I'm just glad you're back. I missed you. Yeah, once again, tomorrow we got the wonderful Beat Kurt coming on to our show. He's going to bless us with a wealth of knowledge. I'm telling you, basketball is not just like get on and draft. There's so much tactics. Like you're not just trying to get the best possible draft because like this is how you've been drafting in years past. You're trying to have, set up correlation for drafts you're going to do in the future, and also check off the drafts that you've done in the past, right? You want to get, access and you want to draft as many players as you possibly can and get unique combinations in your roster construction as well. But you also also got to stick to your guns with the people who you're pushing and the people who you're fading. So it's really cool to see how like this numbers game analytics, because like I know Updog, the guy who finished second last season, this guy has like a whole chart system. He's like, yeah, I'm not drafting until I have my charts ready. I cannot draft without my charts. I respect it. I respect it. There's a method to the madness. All right, so Justin Herbert went pick 143 in round 12. Absolutely bonkers. I think it's more bonkers that Kirk Cousins, who's coming off of Achilles injury, went earlier than him. Are they gonna let me have Jermaine Burton? Oh, I got to take Matthew Stafford here, right? I got to solidify that double stack. I like it. I like it. Hopefully, Jermaine Burton can come back down here. This is a good draft. This is a good draft. Jermaine Burton's gone. G Temp. After we make our next pick, we'll look at what Over the Ryan's doing. Mr. Al Paul, who tuned in here earlier. And then we'll look at our draft. Then we'll see how many likes we have here on the show and see if we can do a giveaway. If not, there's always tomorrow. Okay. I'll take Tyler Algier here. I really wanted Ben Sinnott, but if I take Tyler Algier here, I have one of the best handcuffs in football. Should anything happen to Bijan Robinson, I'm not saying it's going to, but it's a good insurance policy. And he does get involved in the red zone every now and then as a touchdown vulture. So Tyler Algier is my fifth running back. I don't think I need another running back after this. I have Rachaad White, Alvin Kamara, Zamir White, Javonte Williams, Tyler Algier. It's very strong. Very, very strong like bull. Yeah, sometimes it's good to be busy and sometimes it's good to not be busy. Honestly, I'm just glad that, there's 25 people here taking their time out of their day to make this kid feel special. 25 people watching this. I don't know if you're watching us from the Twitter X or from YouTube. If you are watching us on Twitter X, it really helps the channel grow and helps us get to our milestones and goals. If you jump into YouTube, Big Draft Energy on YouTube, this is the only way you can enter our giveaways. And if you guys give the video a like, the algorithm on YouTube picks it up and it sends it out there, and it helps your boy, accomplish his dreams. I'm really Beeline, who's saying, are you guys both going to the Fantasy Football Expo? The more I think about it and the more preparations I do, the bookings here and there, the more excited I get. Beeline, are you going to be? Oh, Jaleel McLaughlin. I like Jaleel McLaughlin this year. I really do like Jaleel McLaughlin. Beeline, you going to the expo? Who's going to the expo? So I'm thinking Sanat or McLaughlin. If neither one of them are available, we'll pivot. But I feel like one of them should fall to us. Kamani Vidal, I have no interest in whatsoever. Yes, J.K. Dobbins is coming off of an injury, but Beeline says, "Yep, too much shit to get done before surgery. You can't come because you're going to be recovering from your shoulder surgery, right?" JC, what's up, brother? He says, "Yo, hey, JC. Honestly, great job on these NBA streams. I know you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, and it's wonderful to see your passion and fandom, show up on screen. It really is an enjoyable watch. If you guys are not subscribed, to the Jill McLaughlin's gone, so hopefully we get Ben Snot. If you guys are not subscribed to the sports affiliate or follow JC Money Design on Twitter X, you're doing yourself a disservice. He really is a wonderful fella, and the content there is top notch. It really is top notch. And JC is quickly becoming one of my favorite human beings on this planet, and I'm really excited to. He's the first person who. Oh, Benson! I got sniped again. Um, Okay. This is going to be a 3 tight end build. We'll go with Isaiah Likely. I do like Likely with Mark Andrews being there because Likely is one of those unorthodox tight end / receiver types. You kind of just put him on the football field because he makes plays. And I feel like based off of the finish he had last year, it would be a disservice to that offense if he's not on the field more often. I feel like he should have been on the field more often than Odell Beckham Jr. 90% of the season. He should have been on the field more often than a Bateman, and I feel like the Baltimore Ravens realize what a weapon, a unique weapon they have here with Isaiah Likely. He could be lined up anywhere. He could be a motion guy. He's super athletic, can win one-on-ones. I think Isaiah Likely, even though he has a tight end label, he's the ultimate flex play. He really is the ultimate flex play. So I'm not counting him as a quote-unquote tight end position because he's just a weapon. He really is just a weapon. He could do essentially everything. Another guy who's a weapon and can do absolutely everything, especially with these new kickoff return rules, is either Marvin Mims. I was actually talking about Demarcus Robinson because I really do like Demarcus Robinson, but Marvin Mims is also great for these new kickoff return rules as well. But Demarcus Robinson gets involved in not just the deep game, and even though we like 19 yards per reception, having a safe floor there is not really realistic. But we know that the ceiling's up there, and I feel like Demarcus Robinson, you have a safer floor and still a high ceiling there as well. I'm a maybe. You got to decide soon, brother. You got to decide soon. Big draft energy. Did you get in one of JC's leagues yet? No, I have not gotten in one of JC's leagues yet, but he did reach out to me about it. Okay, I'll be honest. Okay, my priority this year is Drafters Fantasy Sports and Best Ball with Drafters Fantasy Sports. That is my priority, right? I was in way too many leagues last year that, took up way too much unnecessary time. And like, it's nice to get into these leagues, but like the time consumption of having to set your lineups and waiting for the last minute news, being a content creator in the fantasy football field, like you get invited to not just like 2-3 leagues. 2-3 leagues is manageable, but like last year I was in 26 and I told myself I wasn't going to do a single one. 26 leagues. So my focus, my content, my energy, 100. Like I stopped watching NBA basketball. I'll be honest. I stopped watching. My entire existence is dedicated to best ball, fantasy football, and the one dynasty league that I started. There's just way too many leagues. There really is too many leagues. Like as much as I'd like to, I also want to sit down and enjoy Sundays and enjoy Thursday night football, enjoy Monday night football, and not have to like, okay, I'm on Yahoo here, I'm on Sleeper here, I'm on Fantrax here. Fantrax. I almost cursed. I didn't curse though. Fantrax. What an app. What an app. Wendy says, "Sup, y'all? Sup, Wendy? How you doing, girl?" Godwin says, "Hey." We all say way too many leagues. Oh man, but like, it's excessive. And like, here's the thing: I'm so competitive. I'm so competitive that like, for every league, I don't care if it's a free league, a charity, like I don't do anything half-assed. Like I use my full ass, and I'm 6'8", 320 pounds. So there's a lot of booty, and it's draining. It's exhausting. So, yeah. So I mean, I'll consider it. But like, I also, if I consider that one, I'd have to consider so many others. So, Al Paul says the idea of being in a lot of manager leagues is better than the reality of having to do waiver wire and starts it every week. Yeah. I mean, to each their own. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? Everybody has the right to an opinion. Like some people think best ball's like, oh, where's the fun in that? Like, why aren't you managing? It's fun. It's fun, especially when you get to cash in with this man right here finished 14th place in the big tournament last year. That's a lot of cashola. That's a lot of cashola. And I'm assuming that like because he had one lineup in 14th place, like I'm assuming that he had other lineups that finished in the money. 32% of my lineups in the main tournament last year finished in the money. 32% of my lineups in the main tournament finished in the money last year, which is huge because I didn't max it out. I didn't even get to halfway of maxing it out. DJ Chuck, I love DJ Chuck this year, man. I really do. I really, really, really do. So Hunter Henry, I'm going to look at over the Ryan's lineup because once again, this is a guy who's done it at a high level. He's one of the top 15 drafters on the planet, top 14 drafters on the planet, right? So you have to give respect where respect is due, and you gotta take your notes. You gotta see what he's trying to build here. Tell yourself a story. He's the one who sniped me on Jaleel McLaughlin, and he got Keaton Mitchell. I like the Jaleel McLaughlin, Keaton Mitchell as your last two running backs. I do like it. So Jordan Love, who I have projected to be the MVP this year, Derek Carr, Bijan Robinson, Devon Achane, Trey Benson, Marshawn Lloyd. I like Trey Benson a lot this year. Marshawn Lloyd, some things are going to happen for him to get involved, but I can see the route where it could happen. Josh Jacobs obviously is the RB1 there, but should anything happen to him, I think Marshawn Lloyd steps into that RB2 role over AJ Dillon. Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, Jaden Reed, Calvin Ridley, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. I do like your first 5 wide receivers. I like them a lot. Rashid Shaheed, also high ceiling play. Jerry Jeudy. I'm curious to see how that Cleveland offense is going to do without Joe Flacco. I'll be completely honest. I'm curious to see how they. Great draft, as per usual. Great draft. Will Shipley? I mean, yeah. Will Shipley there is, but like, is he a true handcuff? I feel like Will Shipley and Kenneth Gainwell are both in competition right now, right? So the vast majority of the touches to the RB room is going to go to Saquon. We know that. And then there's a competition for the second guy. And Kenneth Gainwell has been reliable in that RB2 role. It's not that Kenneth Gainwell is bad, So yeah, I mean, if I'm looking right now at this list, I look at Isaac Guerendo. He has the clearest path to being one of the best handcuffs in football. Same with, where's that other name? Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen also has this guy right here. One of the clearest paths to being, the true best handcuff in football. Because there really isn't much competition. Elijah Mitchell's, I think it's safe to say that Elijah Mitchell is dead. Not like literally, just trying to steal from, just like he cannot stay healthy in a backup role. So he's not a good priority handcuff. Whereas Guerendo, and I said this before, he was the biggest running back coming into this draft, and he was also the fastest. His athleticism and his athletic profile, it's top notch. It really is top notch. So God forbid anything happens to CMC, then Isaac Guerendo is going to be one of the best handcuffs in football and late round picks, right? And then same thing with Braylon Allen. We know how much volume Breece Hall gets, not just in the running game, but in the passing game. The touches, the opportunity, the improved offensive line play, the fact that they want to run the rock there. We'll take Isaac Guerendo. The fact that they want to run the rock there regularly and consistently, I love Braylon Allen as a handcuff pick as well. But I try to finish my draft with like 2 handcuffs, not a RB battle. But Shipley, it's not a clear path, right? Several things have to happen. He has to beat out Kenneth Gainwell in training camp. We have not seen that yet. So I'm not investing yet. Then Saquon would have to go down. And like, I'm not investing in the idea of Saquon going down either just yet. So his path isn't clear. I want a straightaway path. Like, should something happen to point A, then point B is all theirs, right? I'd love to take Davis Allen, but I already have a week 6 bye week, and I know it shouldn't be as important, but it is. Okay, I like this draft. I like this draft a lot. Hussein says, I'm watching you on the TV while I'm getting crap done. You are a good YouTuber, big draft. Only ups from here, my friend. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the positivity. It means a lot. That was very kind of you. I mean, like, kindness, like, spread that shit. Seriously, spread it. I love it. That was very, very kind of you. It's been a long Monday, and I appreciate you going out of your way to make me feel good about me. God bless you, you wonderful human being. We're going to talk about my draft now, but that was very nice. We go 2, 6, 9, 3, 2 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 9 wide receivers, 3 tight ends. I really like this draft. I really do like this draft. We go Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford as our quarterbacks. We go Rachaad White, Alvin Kamara, Zamir White, Javonte Williams, Tyler Algier, Isaac Guerrero. Remember that name, yo. Wide receiver, we go with the thumbnail correlation because Puka Nacua was on our thumbnail, and we've been trying to get the thumbnail correlation since we started. So shout out to Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. Yeah, we got the thumbnail correlation. So we actually got a double stack with both Puka and Cooper Kupp, which is very exciting. So yes, it lowers our ceiling by investing in 2 wide receivers in the same room on a week-to-week basis, but it raises our floor because we know one of 2 people, should they both be healthy with Matthew Stafford, one of 2 of them is going to ball out and have a tremendous game. So it doesn't matter if it's Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp, either way, we're getting points. So we're just hoping that the players we drafted around them can also fill in those other 2 vacant spots. So Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison Jr., which I like him a lot. Let's be honest. There's not much competition in the receiving area there in terms of deep down the field. Trey McBride, we know where he controls and what he controls, and I'm very high on Trey McBride as well this year. But Marvin Harrison can be beyond exceptional. Yes, there's legal problem with Fanatics, which is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know the logistics about it, but it's not as ridiculous as Harrison Butker. So Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison, Cooper Kupp, Courtland Sutton, Jahan Dotson, Josh Downs, Demarcus Robinson. We got another Ram there, not even knowing that we were doing another Ram there. Look at us. Where's Commissioner Rhino, man? He would love this draft. Malik Washington, should anything happen to Waddle or to Tyreek Hill, he's got a clear path as a good wide receiver 2, especially as a good wide receiver 3 in a very high volume, prolific offense. Then we got Travis Kelce as our tight end 1. We got him 6 picks past ADP. We got him 4th round. Isaiah Likely, Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, is my favorite late round pick. Him and Eric All, they're my favorite last overall picks because the moment Darren Waller announces his retirement in these tournaments, Theo Johnson, you will not be able to find him past round 13, 14. So the fact that we've been getting him for free, regularly and consistently, we've got him free in these drafts several times. We've done 50 minis. We've got him free in the 50 minis. Yeah, all day, every day. No brainer. Easy peasy. Hey, man. Well, weekend's over, but the fun is not over. You know what I mean? We got a full week. We got some special guests coming up this week. We got very special guest B. Kurt, one of the best ball players on the planet, best fantasy football best ball players on the planet. He's got all these tools. Honestly, he's got all these tools, draft guides. It's just crazy. He's such a wealth of knowledge, and he's such a fun guy to listen to and be around. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On Friday, we have Greg Kellogg confirmed. We're just waiting for Jonesy, Best Ball Jonesy, to confirm if he'll be joining as well. And we'll be talking about, tactics, strategy, different approaches, different theory, and, hopefully try to measure it at the end of the season, seeing, whose theory was better than the others. Because at the end of the day, I respect all of these guys, but what it comes down to is this is competition, right? There can only be one person who wins that $500,000, and why not me, right? I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. God bless y'all. Godwin says you're a good host, sir. Speak well, knowledgeable, and good promoter. I appreciate you. I don't think I'm promoting, but I hear what you're saying. I just think that I was gonna do these tournaments anyway, so why not just meet a bunch of incredible people like you, Wendy, Hussein, why not meet you guys? Why not meet a JC and Al Paul? Like, you guys are all absolutely incredible, wonderful people. And, Willie 86. Like, I've made so many friends that, like, I'll consider lifelong friends on this, just talking about fantasy football. And I'm very grateful for this, and I'm just very passionate about fantasy football, and I'm very passionate about expanding our community and making sure that it's a very safe community for everybody to feel welcomed and feel appreciated and feel loved and feel like this is we're not toxic here. We're competitive, but we're definitely not toxic. So with that being said, I was going to say F off, but I don't want to do a giveaway. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. It takes a village to raise a child. I know, I said child. It takes a village, and I love my freaking village. God bless you guys. I appreciate y'all. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern time. Hopefully we'll get some Michael Thomas news soon. Peace.